Hello everyone and welcome back to the Star Fox Assault playthrough. Today is Mission 2, which takes place on the familiar planet of Katina, which is from Star Fox Assault. I call it Katina, but in this game they call it Katina for some reason.
The Lilac system is in peril.
What? How do you know?
This is how every mission opens really, with these kind of mission briefings, with these, once again, very awkward and very stiff animations. Oh hey Beltino, this is Beltino Toad, it's Slippy's dad, and he is implied to be kind of, well I think he's the designer of the R-Wings, he's kind of like a designer of many of the weapons and that we use in kind of the games.
Indeed, they are the enemy.
And that's the name of our bad guys folks, the Aperoids. This is a bit ridiculous to me, this story that a whole fleet of Cornerian ships were destroyed by one Aperoid. I'm like, fucking seriously? Okay, I have an issue with that. If it was destroyed by one Aperoid and they managed to, survive it, what happened? Who saved them the first time? You know what I mean? It's a bit kind of strange. It's a bit kind of a strange story. I reckon that could be a mistranslation because you could easily suggest that the Aperoids have gone on to destroy a whole fleet with one Aperoid now, and that's why it's now such a grave threat.
You must find the distress signal.
So instead of helping the actual military fleet take care of the Aperoids, which is probably what we should be doing, we're going to go to Katina and look at a distress signal.
By yourself? It's too dangerous. I'm going.
And with that line, the shipping commenced.
R-Wings covering me from above. I'm counting on you. Let's do this.
Anyway, this is kind of the start of what is probably Assault's most controversial new feature, is the ground missions. I'll let you see how they control in a second when they actually do pop up. But I definitely have, I wouldn't say strong opinions about them, but I definitely don't agree with the main kind of, in what everyone else seems to think about. I think they control just fine. I don't think Fox's model's actually that bad here. It's not as detailed as Adventures, no way, but like, I think it's pretty cool.
Something's wrong here.
Yep, it's the whole "it's quiet, too quiet" thing. That was done in Star Fox 64 and probably most infamously in Shrek.
It's a trap.
Well, I don't know how I didn't see that when I was walking around the corner.
It's the Aperoids after all.
Okay, now, let's kind of start on these ground missions. You kind of move with the control stick, and if it looks like it looks kind of like a run and gun thing, the way I'm moving, it's because I'm holding the L button to kind of keep the reticle in place and move at the same time. It's just the way I'm playing it. It's not actually that kind of stiff. It is a little bit kind of, I don't want to use the word stiff again in the sentence because it's bad grammar, but it is a little stiff, and I do agree that with people that say it is kind of hard to get used to. Is it uncontrollable? No, no way. Oh, I actually like controlling Fox in this game. I find it fun. I find moving him fun. I like playing the ground missions of this game. I actually think in a way they're actually better than the R-Wing controls, which is kind of sad in the Star Fox game.
Whew, there's no end to these things. Peppy.
Yeah, and speaking of old Star Fox gameplay, here's the Landmaster, and it also gets a redesign along with the R-Wing and all of the characters.
But what else is new?
Done. Here's your landmaster. Let me know if you get lonely and I'll drop.
Now that is a tank, ladies and gentlemen. That is what you can cause some destruction with.
Transmission complete. It's all yours, Fox.
Okay, that is a genuinely funny line. Another feature I like about the ground missions in Star Fox Assault is the fact that you are completely free to do them however you want. We have the Landmaster now. You do not have to use it in any way, shape or form. It is absolutely your choice if you want to use it. It kind of makes things easier, but you also have to get out of the Landmaster in order to get to certain areas of this huge open area we have. And I also love that approach to the gameplay, that we have this huge open kind of sandbox to explore and just do the mission. You're not on a time limit, as it were, to kind of do this stuff. You can kind of approach it however you want, but doing it faster gets you better scores.
Look above you and locate Crystal.
However, putting these kind of like, save your teammate sections in them is a little bit annoying because it's harder to kind of reach them when you're on ground and they're in the air. It's a lot better when you have access to the R-Wing, as well as the Landmaster. That doesn't happen too often in these stages. In fact, by memory, just one. No, yeah, two. Sorry, that happens in 2 missions the entire game, and I would have liked to see more of this. Overall, I kind of like this gameplay, and I think it gets a bit unfairly criticised. I find it really fun. It is in no way, shape or form deep, but it's a nice evolution of the Star Fox gameplay, I feel, and I think, like I said, it gets an unfair rap. This is kind of how all the missions are structured, especially the ground ones in Star Fox Assault, where you have one objective, then a cutscene plays, then you have another, and then you have a final one before a boss. In this case, we've taken out the big asteroids, now we have to take out the hatches.
Our scans show those things can spawn more asteroids.
My thoughts exactly, Fox. You see what I mean about this non-linearity? Sorry, not non-linearity. This kind of freedom of choice. You can kind of do whatever you want. There's some points where, like I said, you do kind of have to get out of the Landmaster, but ultimately you do not have to use it for the entire thing. I don't even think you have to use it for the boss. I've never actually fought the boss of this level without the Landmaster. I don't think you need it though. Well, I mean, if you're skilled enough, I'm not. As for how the Landmaster controls, I haven't got into that actually. It controls kind of the same as the Star Fox 64 one, but it's been fine-tuned to a point where it feels loose and it feels really comfortable to use. Like, you see how easily I'm barrel rolling across and how easily I'm maneuvering it. I'm making it look a lot stiffer than it actually is, and that's not an innuendo. Also, as for the remixed music here, this is actually obviously a remix of the Katina theme from Star Fox 64, and it's such an awesome track. It's so action-packed. I recommend, like Star Fox Adventures, if you get a chance, listen to the soundtrack by itself. It's for some very, very entertaining stuff, and it's quite a remarkable feature in. I think it's probably the thing that everyone agrees is the most remarkable feature in what is considered an unremarkable game. There's many varieties of different weapons you can get while on the ground. You can get your normal blaster, which for my money is the best weapon in the game, because the charge thing is deliciously overpowered. You can destroy most things in one hit with the charge. You have the machine gun, which we got at the beginning of this, but I don't really tend to use that too much. I prefer like the normal blaster in that. You do not get a shotgun, which is a shame rather not a change. You have the sniper rifle, which is really, really useful. We won't be getting it into a later mission though. You have a Gatling gun, you have a rocket launcher. The Gatling gun is just basically, as it would imply it, the machine gun, just a lot more powerful. You have a grenade, you have some sensor bombs. A lot of the other weapons are mostly in the multiplayer, which we'll be getting. I will be showing off a lot later. Yeah, it's not a huge variety of weapons, but enough to make it the ground missions not feel like so boring, I guess. With some asteroids, you do kind of have to use certain weapons. Like for the big ones, there you do have to use the rocket launcher or a charge shot.
You gotta destroy that last one. Find it on your radar.
Now, as for the structure of this, I don't want to call it a let's play. I don't know if I've already mentioned it, but I will be making each part of this playthrough a mission, no matter how short the mission may be, just because I think it helps break up the game a bit more naturally. Okay, just one more to get. I don't know if your allies do actually help as much as they've never really helped, but I'm not sure whether they actually help you. I know for a fact when they're on the ground, because you do get some missions where they will be on the ground with you. They do actually help a little bit. I don't know if that's the leader fox. It just looks like one of the Colossi from Shadow of the Colossus, to be fair.
Wait, that thing has a core memory.
You heard the lady, Fox. You gotta get that core memory.
That's not what she said, but okay. Okay, this is why I'm not sure if you can do this boss without the Landmaster. What you have to do is hit that thing in the centre there, and kind of knock it on its belly, as it were, and then you can climb on the top. I don't know if you can climb on the top without the Landmaster. I think it's too high for Fox's jump. Yeah, okay, that's definitely way too high for Fox's jump. Also, as you can see, my Landmaster is nearly destroyed. If you get it destroyed, they will simply spawn another one nearby. This is kind of a consequence of the fact that Star Fox is now filthy rich after Star Fox Adventures, that we have a now limitless supply of Landmasters. I do kind of like that evolution though, like if we're going to get into character evolution, the fact that since Star Fox 64, when they were just ragtag band of mercenaries, and then after Adventure, and then during Adventures they were just kind of poor, and then back to ragtag again, and now like this, they're basically a huge military force with like huge machines and everything, and the Great Fox is now a huge like mothership basically. I do kind of like that. It's kind of subtle character moments, I guess, and the fact that Fox is like a million times more mature than he was in Adventures.
Fox, get that core memory.
Okay, that must be it.
It's glowing Fox, of course that's
I
it.
don't know anything about what we're up against.
I know that. Hey, it looks like that distress signal is
Suspicious.
transmitting.
That doesn't sound good.
Pigma Dengar. I haven't seen him since Star Fox 64, and he's about as useless.
The SOS signal. It was you?
He has doomed the entire Light system for a little bit of money. You're an idiot, Pigma.
Stop! Pigma!
We've got to We've got to go and get that thing from him.
Pigma on radar. Get back to the Great Fox now.
Anyway, that was Mission 2 on Katina. I'll see you all next time for Mission 3, when we go hunt down Pigma Dengar and try and get that core memory back so we can save the Lilac system from the Apoid threat.
All ships are home. We're back, Peppy.
You're as good as ever in a Landmaster, Fox.